Good morning. I am incredibly honored and very humbled to be sharing with you guys today. So my name is Jennifer Bocci, and I am the daughter of Daryl and Teresa Taylor. Yes, you can applaud that. Many of you in the room who knew Daryl knew him as DT. I grew up a Primerica kid. Many of you in this room watched me grow up. Many of you attended my wedding. So I'd like to share with you a little bit of our story, our journey here, and hopefully some things that you can take away from our journey here so far. The mother-daughter partnership that we are today started as a husband and wife partnership. My parents started with Primerica in 1993 when my twin brother and I were only 10 years old. They were looking for an opportunity, and DT had a vision of 24-hour overrides. He was a nuclear engineer with Commonwealth Edison and making 75 grand a year, and that was pretty decent money at that time. And Teresa was working for JP Morgan. On the surface, they looked like they were in a pretty great place career-wise. They were successful, but not satisfied. So let me ask you, how many people do you know that are successful, but not yet satisfied? They looked at other businesses and franchises, but Primerica was in line with the business system and both freedom of time and freedom of money. So I went to the University of Iowa. I pursued a career in retail management, and after very quickly realizing it is not nearly as glamorous as I thought it was going to be, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was in bed by 9 when I was in my 20s, I decided to join my parents in business, got fully licensed, and have worked side by side with them for 14 years now. DT was not afraid to take risks, especially knowing that the Primerica system works. So when going with the company to England was an opportunity as a founder, they were all in. And when England unfortunately shut down, an extremely courageous group of leaders, some of them in the room here today, moved their families from England to Toronto, and that started our Canadian business. Then 5 years ago, our lives changed with the passing of DT after a 1-year battle with cancer. And although we suffered a devastating personal loss, our business carried on. Thank God for the Primerica ownership program. See, we had full ownership when my father passed, and that's why I stand here on this stage today. We knew we could never replace him, but my mom and I were able to carry on our family legacy. Our code number grew from 500,000 to 800,000 in a little over 3 years after he passed. And I say this not taking anything away from our team. It's not only what the team did after he passed, but the foundation that was set before, a house built on rock. A duplicatable system consisting of recruiting, protecting families, investments, PACs, and more PACs. And the action taken before he passed that continued the code to grow 300,000 in such a short amount of time. Think about that. Where else could that happen? In my opinion, nowhere. So I'd like to share with you some of our greatest life and business lessons over the last 5 years. What are the two things we can control? Our attitude and our activity, right? See, we had to be in the right mindset and focus on moving forward. I've learned that the only constant in life is change. And let's face it, change can be tough, right? So when my dad passed, I was fully licensed, but I really handled the business on an administrative capacity, right? I did OSJ duties, office work. I wasn't involved in the daily activity of leading the team and running the business. I knew the business in theory, right? Recruit, license, develop, train, but I had not personally done that yet. DT would say education without action is irrelevant. Let me repeat that. Education without action is irrelevant, and I was not going to be irrelevant. We've all heard you're either growing or dying, and Teresa and I chose to move forward. Our roles were drastically different than what we were used to, right? We formed a new partnership. We had to step up, and as leaders, it is our job to step up, be the example. See, when you choose to have a Primerica business, you change. You have to do things you probably have never done before. Do things others won't to have things others don't. In my case, I went from Primerica kid to coach and lead agent. But thankfully, Primerica has a business system, right? The foundation had already been laid. We just had to adjust and then apply. Part of moving forward is showing up. And are there times that we don't feel like it? Absolutely. But we show up anyways. We make a daily decision to do so, and not just showing up for big events and training, but showing up for our team, being present for them and understanding their goals and dreams. See, Teresa and I understand that this is much bigger than just us. Showing up requires us to be masters of our schedules. And just like so many of you, we have responsibilities outside of our Primerica business. I'm a wife, a mom, a daughter. My 2 young boys have schedules that rival adults with full-time jobs. Between sports and school and extracurricular activities, I'm coordinating with spouses and nannies and grandparents and carpools. How many of you in this room can relate to all of that, right? But even with all of that, we make things happen. My parents set that example for me. Our family legacy is important. My kids are a huge reason why we do this, not the excuse not to. We also manage our time by using the 80-20 rule, spending 80% of our time with our top 20%. We love on everybody. We treat everyone special, but there's going to be your 20%ers that show up more and do more. You spend more time with them, because while time is free, it's priceless. Invest your time with the right people, the people who are showing up, stepping up, and getting the results. But remember, you attract what you are. You've got to get good at inspecting what you expect. Maybe your first step at changing your team is by changing you. See, every new level in this business requires a new version of yourself. You can control who you are in this business. Are you soaking up development? What are you reading? Who are you listening to? Who are you following on social media? What are you practicing, drilling, and rehearsing? I needed to learn how to get a teammate off to a fast start, get them licensed, field trained, and independent of me, right? I took a page out of DT's playbook. I turned my car into a classroom, listening to Primerica audios and presentations and books on repeat. See, I changed. I very quickly realized 5 years ago that success for my family was on the other side of my comfort zone. We have 18 couples that qualified for the Run for the Sun competition. 3 of them qualified for Hawaii. So today our organization looks like this: 37 RVPs, 4 of which are SVPs and 1 SNSD. We have $500 million in assets under management through 4th generation. We are incredibly proud of our team. You're gonna see huge things happen in 2022. The belief level of our team going into the convention has never been higher. We are so grateful for our base shop, our entire hierarchy, and all of Team Unstoppable. They are not just teammates to us, they are our family. Life is cyclical. You're either going into a challenge, in the middle of a challenge, or getting out of a challenge. Teresa is not here today and was not able to attend this trip because she is back at home in Chicago facing a new challenge. She is in the middle of her recent cancer treatment plan. Thank God we are in this business. It has framed our mindset when faced with obstacles in life. We are still moving forward, still showing up, and still stepping up. We have a code number that doesn't get sick. Our business building a bulletproof business for us has been a focus on recruiting, licensing, and a very strong securities business. And I will tell you that building a bulletproof business is not always easy, but it sure is worth it. So this is our story and what has put us on track to reach our goals and dreams. And if you have goals similar to ours of building a family legacy and a bulletproof business for your family, Surround yourself with the right people. Keep showing up. Keep stepping up, and nothing will stop you from winning.